Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents What to Do When He Says, I Don't Love You Anymore. An action plan to regain confidence, power, and control. By back-Clarke, Ph.D. Narrated by Tait. Disclaimer: the views expressed in this book are those of the author and do not necessarily reflect the views of the audio publisher. Part 1. Wake up! Your spouse wants out. 1. A classic case of hit and run. What "I don't love you" really means. You're walking alone in your neighborhood on a beautiful sunny afternoon. The sun is warm, the flowers are blooming, and the breeze feels good. You feel confident, secure, and safe. Suddenly, you hear behind you the sound of an engine revving and wheels squealing. You turn and see with horror a car hurtling down the quiet street right at you. It must be going 70 miles an hour. You're in the middle of the road, and there's nothing you can do. There just isn't time. Just before impact, you notice it's one of your cars, and your husband is behind the wheel. The car slams into you with a sickening crunch, and you flip into the air, smashing into the windshield and then crashing to the pavement in a heap. With your face pressed to the gritty tarmac, you watch the car scream around the corner and disappear from sight. You're stunned, dazed, bleeding, and confused. As you lie there, all twisted and broken, questions flood your mind. What happened? Was that really my husband? Why would he run me over? Why won't he stop and come back? There must be some mistake. What do I do now? No, there's no mistake. That was your husband, and he meant to run you over. He's not going to stop. He's not going to say he's sorry. In fact, he thinks he had every right to run you over. I know that was a pretty graphic story, but this scene is a pretty good description of what it's like to hear from your husband's lips, "I don't love you anymore." Maybe he hasn't said these exact words to you, but his behavior screams out that he doesn't love you. He has run you over, and you don't even know why. The reasons he gives you make sense to him, but not to you. You've got to get up, get off that road, and get moving. You need to bind your wounds, protect yourself, and pull your life together. The first step in healing is to push past your shock and denial and face the truth. If you can clearly understand 3 brutal, ugly realities, you can get up and begin your journey back to sanity and strength. And you'd better get up and out of that road, or he'll come back and run you over again, and again, and again. I want to be perfectly clear on something right up front. Throughout this audiobook, I refer to the husband as the one who is the adulterer or involved in some other significant sin. The only reason for this is to avoid the awkward switching back and forth between the masculine and feminine pronouns. He and she, him and her. Obviously, the wife could be the one who says, "I don't love you anymore," and is sinning. Turn out the lights. The party's over. First of all, you must understand exactly what "I don't love you anymore" means. It does not mean any of these things. I'm unhappy, but I still want our marriage to work. I want to get my love for you back. If we get some help, maybe we can save the relationship. I'm confused and not sure what I want. If you make some changes, I think we'll be okay. There are no ifs, maybes, or we'll sees about it. It is not a cry for help. It is a cry of finality. It is a slamming door. Here's what "I don't love you anymore" really and truly means. I've had it with you and our marriage. Our marriage is over. I've thought this through very carefully, and I'm not changing my mind. I have a plan of escape mapped out, and I'm going to follow it. I am divorcing you. He's not kidding. He's not trying to get your attention. He has decided to get out of the marriage. Period. In a high percentage of cases, he also has found someone else he'd rather be with. As I explain the tough-as-nails approach they must take in response to an unloving husband, many of my female clients say, "But if I'm too tough, I'll scare him off." My response is always the same. You can't scare him off, because he's already gone. These clients desperately want to believe he's teetering on the fence. He's not. He jumped off the fence and is 5 neighborhoods away. Oh, he may act confused and all torn up inside. Don't buy it. A lot of these husbands ought to receive Oscars for their "this really hurts me" performances. The pain you see is either fake or just the last few gasps of guilt for what he's going to do. The guilt won't stop him. All he's worried about now is how to get away from you with the least amount of damage to his reputation and bank account. Where's the commitment? The second unpleasant reality is the state of marriage. American society used to value highly the institution of marriage. People revered it as one of the pillars upon which this country was based. When you got married, you were expected by practically everybody to stay married. There was a tremendous amount of healthy social pressure, from government, church, business, media, school, neighborhood, friends, and family, to work through the tough times and remain husband and wife. Unless you had an extremely good reason, divorce was not an option. Oh, how the times have changed. In the 1960s, society's commitment to marriage began to erode. In the 1970s and 1980s, this erosion became a landslide. We now stand at a point in American history where there is no commitment at all in secular culture to lifelong marriage. Zero. Zilch. The value of marriage has been buried under an avalanche of secular excuses, rationalizations, New Age psychobabble, and selfish lusts. Marriage has become another casualty of the world system. More accurately, Satan's system. We did not heed God's warning in 1 John chapter 2, verses 15 through 17. Do not love the world, nor the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the boastful pride of life, is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away, and also its lusts. But the one who does the will of God abides forever. Marriage has gone from being a permanent and essential home fixture to a temporary convenience. It's like an appliance, the refrigerator, the stove, or the dishwasher. As long as it works and meets your needs, fine. When it begins to break down and give you trouble, just get rid of it and get a new one. Divorce used to be the last and worst alternative to continuing in a troubled marriage. Now, it is considered the first and best alternative. Every single divorce has the world system's seal of approval on it. The message trumpets from every corner of society. If you're in pain, in conflict, or just not in love anymore, then get out of the marriage, and get out quickly while you're still young enough to attract another partner. You're only going to live 80 years, so you might as well be happy. You're a fool if you stay. There's still plenty of support for marriages in the church. Wherever God's Word, the Bible, is faithfully taught, there will be Christians who will help you in your time of crisis. They'll genuinely want you and your spouse to stay together. They may not give you the best advice in the world. They may not have the guts to confront your husband, but at least you will benefit from their love and encouragement. Unfortunately, the church will have little influence on your husband. By definition, he has rejected God and isn't interested in church or spiritual things. Oh, he may continue to play church, but the truth is, he has chosen to be sucked into the world and its beliefs. And the world says to him, "Welcome home. It's great to have you back. You're doing the right thing by getting rid of your marriage. Look at all the fun activities available to you." It's music to his old nature ears. I'm not telling you this to discourage you. I just want you to realize that you can't depend on society, or even your church, to change your husband. It's going to be up to you. With God's help, and backed by a very small band of loyal supporters, do what you can. I'm married to an alien. The third truth you must come to grips with is the most painful one. This is not the man you married. Your loving, kind, and loyal spouse is gone. In his place is this stranger. You've never met this person. If you didn't know better, you'd say an alien has taken over the mind and body of your husband. And this alien is not nice. Your new husband is cold, mean, devious, manipulative, and 100% selfish. He has no sympathy or compassion. He couldn't care less what you think and feel. His determination to meet his selfish needs is destroying your marriage, your family, and your dreams. You can't believe how he looks at you, or how he treats you. Is this man the same person you married? No, he is not. And the sooner you realize this, the better off you and your marriage will be. A huge part of your denial is thinking you're still dealing with your same old husband. Here are some of the favorite excuses, and my responses, from women who think they're living with the man they married. Client: I think he really wants to save the marriage. Me: No, he doesn't. He wants to end it. He's so stressed at work lately. Maybe that's it. We're all stressed at work. Stress doesn't cause what you're seeing. I'm stressed at work too, but I'm not walking out on my wife. He's walking out on you because he wants to. He's confused. No, he's not. He knows exactly what he wants. He's still living with me, though. Surely that's a good sign. That means nothing. It's cheaper and more convenient than a hotel or apartment. He's only using your home as his temporary headquarters. He has planned his escape. Believe me. This is just not like him. This is my fault. I must have made some mistakes to cause him to act this way. Stop beating yourself up. This is all about him, not you. It's his fault for turning his back on you and God. I'm sure you haven't been a perfect wife, but that's no excuse for the sinful choices he's making. As a clinical psychologist who's seen hundreds of couples in therapy, I've had a lot of experience with husbands and wives who have become aliens. I've talked to them. I've looked into their eyes. I've heard their rationalizations, distortions, and lies. They're in their own little worlds, their own private realities. Satan has fooled them into believing that what they're doing is right. The trouble is, they don't know it. They are completely deceived, and no one can convince them that the path they're on will destroy them. They just don't get it. The spouse who wants out has a very clear, very carefully planned agenda. He wants to retain the upper hand and stay in control of your relationship. By keeping you confused and emotionally distraught, he feels better about himself and what he is doing. Your ragged ups and downs and feeble efforts to win him back confirm that divorce is the only option. I mean, why would anyone want to stay with a pathetic basket case like you? He will assure you of his deep regret for the pain he is putting you through. Honey, I'm sorry this is happening. I feel terrible seeing you so miserable. Baloney. Most of the time he wants you to be in pain. The more depressed and weak you are, the better divorce deal he's going to get. You're thinking only of saving the marriage, and he is adding up dollars and cents. I've known plenty of persons who meticulously plotted to overwhelm their spouses so they could win custody of the kids. Even if he actually does feel your pain, that's no comfort. He is still causing you terrible pain, and he has no intention of stopping. The real skill is in smashing the spouse to bits without seeming to do so. Some are brazen and crude about it, but most are clever and subtle. One of the classic techniques is the "let's be friends" approach to divorce. He sadly admits that he doesn't love you and the marriage has to end, but that's no reason why you can't be friends. He wants you to agree that you both tried, but your marriage just didn't make it. If you play along and act like a real chum, he comes out smelling like a rose. You have legitimized your own divorce. Grasping these three harsh realities will help propel you past your denial, bewilderment, and pain. By the time your partner runs you over, you are way behind in the race to salvage your marriage and family. You've got to catch up and make an impact on your overconfident, determined, and possibly soon-to-be ex-spouse. You can do it with a series of decisive steps. What kind of steps? Listen on. 2. Desperate times demand desperate measures. Getting past the shock and getting your spouse back. I closed the door of my therapy office, and my new client took a seat on the couch. She immediately burst into tears, sobbing quietly as she rocked back and forth. Several minutes and 4 tissues later, she finally composed herself and told me her story. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I never dreamed I'd be sitting with a Christian psychologist talking about my marriage. My friends, people at church, and my family will be amazed to find out Bill and I are having problems. Everybody thinks we have the model marriage. I thought we had the model marriage. Last Wednesday night, after the kids were in bed, Bill turned the television off and said he had something to tell me. I knew when he turned the television off, it was serious. He looked me right in the eyes and said, "I don't love you anymore." She began crying again, harder this time. There are no words more painful to hear from your spouse than "I don't love you anymore." As she cried, I thought about all the clients I've worked with who suddenly found themselves in the same situation. Without warning, you discover you are no longer lovable. You are being unceremoniously dumped by the person who promised to love you and live with you forever. It's not forever yet, is it? I don't love you anymore is an epidemic. My client is not experiencing a unique, exceptional circumstance. The I don't love you anymore nightmare is an epidemic sweeping across America and the world. Thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of married persons' lives and relationships are being ripped apart with these 5 simple words. And sad to say, the numbers for Christian and non-Christian couples aren't very different. Being married to a Christian and attending church do not guarantee your partner's love will make it to the marital finish line. The partner who no longer loves you will break the bad news in a variety of ways. The basic message, however, is the same. It's over, and I want out. Here are the most popular statements used to end a marriage. I don't love you anymore. We've grown apart. I never loved you. I felt pressured to marry you. We are 2 different persons. Persons just can't change. I feel trapped. I need space. I need to find myself. It's not you, it's me. I'm just not good for you. I'm so bored with my life and our relationship. You're not intellectually challenging. I've grown beyond you. I'm having a midlife crisis. I love you like a brother or a sister. I love you as the parent of our children. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I don't love you the way a spouse should love you. I think God wants me to be happy. It's better for the kids because our bad marriage is hurting them. All these marriage-ending statements are cop-outs, rationalizations, and outright lies. Not to mention insulting, unbiblical, dishonoring to God, and just plain stupid. The problem is, the person laying these ridiculous comments on you actually believes them, which makes them even more devastating to the hearer. The hearer's response usually sounds something like this. I had no idea this was coming. No idea at all. It's like he walked up and dropped an atom bomb in my lap. I thought things were fine. Not great, maybe, but okay. Life has been hectic lately, with the kids and our jobs and the finances. We haven't been as close, I admit that. But still, it hasn't been that bad. How could he do this to me? To us? Being weak and passive is the natural response. When your spouse tells you that the love is gone, you are traumatized in every sense of the word. There is no more brutal form of rejection. Your life is in pieces, and you have no clue what to do, what to say, how to attract your partner back and save your marriage. You are shocked, stunned, horrified, in absolute disbelief. Your mind can't seem to grasp what's happening. You're in denial. You're in grief. You're in a fog. You're in a panic. You're overwhelmed. To put it bluntly, you are a mess. A mixed-up, confused, shell-shocked, quivering, emotionally strung-out mess. That's why you will most likely do everything wrong in your frenzied efforts to win back your partner's love and commitment. You'll cry. You'll act weak, desperate, and guilty. You'll beg, whimper, and plead. You'll blame yourself for the fact that your partner doesn't love you anymore. In an attempt to gain control in an out-of-control situation, you'll magnify your weaknesses and promise to change overnight. You'll think, if I'm the problem, everything will be okay when I change. You'll promise to do anything at all, to please your partner and motivate him to stay in the relationship. You'll go into hyperdrive as you try to overwhelm your partner with love and attention. You'll talk with your partner about your relationship all the time. You'll ask him again and again why he doesn't love you. You'll say, "I love you," 20 times a day, and wait expectantly for him to respond, "I love you too." You'll touch him often and offer to have sex every night. You'll even tell him you're willing to do whatever he wants you to do sexually. You'll go on a crash diet and begin a rigorous exercise regimen. You'll tell him you're not sure you can go on if you lose him. And you'll be wrong. Wrong, 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 all wrong. Not only will you humiliate yourself, but you'll lose any chance to save and rebuild your marriage. You'll end up divorced. You'll think you're doing the best you can do to win your partner back. The truth is, you'll be doing the worst you can do. You'll be doing what comes naturally, but it will kill your marriage. You'll drive the last few nails into the coffin of your relationship. Incredibly, this weak, passive approach I've just described is the most popular and most recommended marriage-saving advice in the Christian community. The vast majority of Christian therapists, pastors, and authors actually believe that you should chase a partner who no longer loves you. They think you ought to do everything in your power to love your partner back. There's just one problem with this advice. It doesn't work. These experts ought to know better. This self-flagellating, boot-licking, walk-on-me-because-I'm-a-doormat approach is nothing less than a disaster. It never works. It never has, and it never will. The only thing it's good for is ending your marriage. I don't love you anymore is a sin problem. The reason it doesn't work is that it's not biblical advice. It's not what God wants you to do when your partner wants out of your marriage. My strategy in this book is based on my firm belief that a spouse who says, "I don't love you anymore," is in serious sin. He is violating God's commands concerning the sacred covenant of marriage. His behavior will devastate you, deeply wound your children, and destroy your family. It's very likely he's in an affair or engaged in some other sinful behavior. If he is a Christian, he's clearly out of fellowship with God. He has turned his back on God, and he is in Satan's camp. When a man is sinning in this catastrophic way, his sinful behavior is the only issue. This is not a marriage problem. It is a sin problem. In these desperate circumstances, you don't try to improve the marriage. You try to get the man to stop sinning. All the usual, please try to save your marriage verses do not apply to your situation. Submit to your husband. See Ephesians chapter 5 verses 22 through 24 and 1 Peter chapter 3 verses 1 through 6. Does not apply. Respect your husband. See Ephesians chapter 5 verse 33. Does not apply. Turn the other cheek. See Matthew chapter 5 verse 39. Does not apply. The verses that do apply to the I don't love you anymore nightmare, as they do to all serious sin, are Matthew chapter 18 verses 15 through 17. If your brother sins against you, go and show him his fault, just between the two of you. If he listens to you, you have won your brother over. But if he will not listen, take one or two others along, so that every matter may be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. If he refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen even to the church, treat him as you would a pagan or a tax collector. New International Version. God does not want you to work on your marriage now. God does not want you to passively allow your husband to annihilate himself and all you hold dear in the world. God wants you to confront your sinning husband the Matthew 18 way. This book will show you exactly how to do that. You'll find a complete explanation of the biblical support for my approach in Chapter 12. How to bring your marriage back from the dead. It's just about impossible to find a book that provides realistic, practical, and effective help when you're told you are not loved anymore. Most marriage books promote the passive, pitiful approach to marital reconciliation, or they simply aren't written to address a crisis situation. Your basic marriage book, even if it's good, is written for couples who still have an intact relationship. You know, a 5 or 6 on a scale of 10. When your marriage is at 0, the let's see if you can improve your relationship approach isn't helpful. It's like tossing a children's aspirin tablet to a woman with a gaping chest wound. You don't have a marriage. It's over. The only question is, can you bring it back from the dead and start over? If your marriage is at 0, this book is for you. Dr. Clarke, I want to save my marriage. I still love him. I want him back. I don't want to be divorced. I don't want to be a single mom. I don't want the kids to suffer, and I know they will. Is there a chance for us? What can I do? I'll tell you what I told this client. It's the same thing I've told thousands of clients and thousands of people in my seminar audiences over the past 15 years. Yes, there is a chance. Your husband may not be in an affair, but your marriage is over. That much is certain. There is a way to breathe new life into it, however. I can't offer you any guarantees, but my approach will give you the best opportunity to get your husband back and start a brand new marriage. My way is not the easy way. It's the tough way. But I believe it's God's way for your situation. I'm going to ask you to do things that will feel unnatural, harsh, even cruel. Desperate times demand desperate measures. I'm going to take you step by step through a process that will give you strength, power, and confidence. It will balance the marital scales and earn back the respect of your husband. It will help you draw close to God. It will save you, it will save the kids, and it might just save your marriage. My approach is rough, aggressive, no holds barred. It's beyond tough love. I call it Matthew 18 love. You're on the defensive now, reeling from the blows your husband has landed. That's over. It's time to fight back. Fight back hard and smart. The rest of my book contains the details of my Matthew 18 love plan. I cover the 2 classic I don't love you scenarios. I don't love you, and I'm having an affair. 90% of I don't love you spouses are having an affair or are on the verge of beginning one. You need to find out if your spouse is on
Sample complete. Ready to continue?